Alright guys, so I'm really bad at editing videos, so I'm just gonna do this all live. There's like no cuts or anything. So this is my guide on how to track the enemy jungler in League of Legends. Now this is a guide for right now the current patch is 10.16. So if you're watching this in the future and there's some shit that changed, not my fault. So in this screenshot, I explain that Rugs is the 2-minute respawn timer. Red Brambleback is 5 minutes. Razorbeak's 2 minutes. Wolves 2 minutes. Blue Sentinel 5 minutes. Gromp 2 minutes. Baron 7. Dragon 5. And then mirrored for this side. So it's the same thing at the other side. Essentially, small camps are 2 minutes and buffs are 5 minutes. So that's all you really got to know. So it's a lot easier to explain this if I'm using an example. So I've set one of those up for us. So I pulled up a replay and I put all the champions inside of here. And we're going to be looking at the junglers and the laners to try to track where Evelyn goes. So we're going to start off with assuming that Evelyn will start bottom here. Now I'm assuming Evelyn will start bottom here due to she can't really play around her bot lane as it's two champs with no CC. And top lane's going to be a very volatile lane as both champions are fighters and they're going to want to be going in. So that's where I think Evelyn will start. Nunu, I can never really be too sure because of the way this champ works, but I would assume he probably wants to start red buff as well for the same reason and maybe to counter Evelyn's gank on the top side. So let's see what happens. Um, let's play it out for the first clear, and then I'll explain. So Nunu starts Raptors, that's a bit strange. I haven't really seen anyone do that very often. Evelyn does start a blue buff like I expect her to do. So Nunu's still doing red. Evelyn's here. Evelyn goes to full clear. Okay. You see, Nunu's going to invade her bot side jungle here, but that doesn't make any sense because we were given the free information from when the game started to know that Evelyn started bottom because her laner's leashed. So there's no reason to invade her bot side as there is nothing to get. The camps are not there. Neither is Evelyn. So this guy didn't watch my guide. So he's a bit misinformed here. Then because Evelyn is better than him, she gets an advantage already. And she doesn't even know it yet. So maybe we get a gank off top here. Okay, so here, it doesn't matter about the gank. What matters is how much CS Evelyn has. 24 CS. Where is Evelyn at right now? Top side. Where did Evelyn start at? Blue side. So this gives us a little bit of key information to be able to make some deductions. If Evelyn has 24 CS, it means that she did not kill Skullcrab yet. It's 317 as well, so she wouldn't have had time. So for her to have 24 CS, that's 6 camps to kill, because camps equal 4 CS. So it'd be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, just like that. Now, with the respawn timers that I mentioned earlier, we can guess when the camps will respawn. So the Gromp will respawn at around 4 minutes, this will respawn at around 4:20, and then 4:35, and then this one probably like 4:50 because of the red buff in between, is what I would assume. Now Nunu has all this information right now. He gets Evelyn just gave it all to him right now. He knows all of this. He has the option to know all of it. The information is there. So Evelyn shows top. She flashes. Gets the Riven flash. That's okay. And now she's gonna go for the crab, and then I think she realizes that she can't actually go for the crab. But then Riven has no flash from earlier, so she may die to Camille, but it looks like we're gonna die to the Nunu there. Again, none of this shit matters. All of this isn't playing to my point at all. But what it does is we can see when this fucking Gromp respawned, right? Around 4 minutes. Okay. And when is this gonna spawn? 4:19. So around 4:20. When is this spawn? 4:34. So around when I said. When does this spawn? Around 5 minutes. So I was pretty accurate, or almost exactly accurate, on my tracking for the jungle camps. So Nunu has all this information, and Evelyn also has all the information from Nunu. I'm just looking at Evelyn because it makes a lot more sense. She just full cleared, so it's a lot easier to track it. So then, with the information that you are given now, that I've just bestowed onto you, jungle tracking is a bit more than just this. So this is pretty much the baseline to it. When you can get this down, you can start getting into the weird shit, okay? So this is merely a tool to learn what is to come next, basically. So in this game, I can't show you, so I have to show you in a hypothetical, okay? Sorry. Let's say it's 4 minutes in. Evelyn hasn't shown yet. You're the new here, so Evelyn hasn't shown, and it's 4 minutes in. Well, if bot lane looks like this, and then your Kaisa and Nautilus have 0 HP for some reason, and they're trying to crash this wave in, Evelyn could look for a gank on bottom, and it would probably work due to just like them not knowing that it would work, or maybe they'd be too low. We're just gonna go with the gank works here. So she just walks down, maybe she goes through here, goes behind them, boom, 2 kills, they're dead, and then she's gonna full clear right back up. Now, how could we have ever expected such a thing to happen? Well, I'll tell you. Because at 4 minutes, her Gromp respawns. And that was the clear path that she took to go topside. And if she starts bottom, you can assume that because that's what the character Evelyn does. So she'll be bottom at 4 minutes, and she's going to bonk your bot lane. In this scenario, they both die. So they're in the afterlife. They're going back to base here. She helps reset the wave. So then after this, she goes back to farm these camps. Now, if you're new in this situation, you're probably asking yourself, why is my bot lane so bad? What the fuck's going on? But that can actually save you here. There's a few plays you can make. There's a few plays you can make as Nunu in this situation. Due to Evelyn knowing what Evelyn's clear was, and then you failing to counter gank it or tell your bot lane they're going to get ganked or anything along those lines, now you're in the situation where you want to take what you can from her because she took something from you as the jungler. So you should know that this camp is up, and this camp is up because she didn't clear it yet. So you know those two camps are up, which gives you enough time to be able to get in to here for her Raptors and her Krugs. And that leaves open your Raptors and your Krugs most likely in this hypothetical, but we're just gonna play as if those are not going to be taken. So then this is how you take something from someone that takes something from you by looking at their jungle tracking. Now, you have no one to blame in this scenario but yourself if your bot lane dies here. If you ping them and you tell them that it's going to happen, then you don't have to blame yourself as hard, as long as you couldn't have been there to counter it. But that was a play that 100% has to happen. So let's keep watching the game and see if we can find some more examples of this. Evelyn is dead. Okay, so Evelyn goes back to this side of the map, and it's going to be a little bit slower than before because she died. So she's just gonna farm her camps like normal. And here, because nothing happened on the side of the map for so long, you can assume that Evelyn's going to be recalled pretty soon, and she's going to have to return to the bottom side of the map for these camps. As I said, Gromp is a 2-minute respawn timer, and it takes about 20 seconds to get here from base. So since she died at around, when did she die at? Let's check. Around 4 minutes. We'll get here at around 4:30. So we can assume that this camp, the Gromp, will respawn at 6:30. Because she probably kills it at around 4 minutes and 30 seconds, or 4 minutes and 40, give or take. So then she has to return to this side of the map by 6 minutes and 30 seconds if she wants to be efficient. So let's watch what happens here. So Nunu, I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to assume anything about Nunu. I'm not looking at Nunu. Nunu does find her in the river, though. I don't know if he knew that she would be there or not. But we have a whole lot of bullshit going on here, really. Too much shit to care about, so we're just gonna zoom past this. Nunu ends up getting the dragon. By sheer luck and power, he ends up getting it. So basically another full clear, so not much happens. Let's go back. Alright, so since Evelyn started Since Evelyn's camps respawn from bottom to top like this, and Nunu knows that because he saw her here, he knows that she's going to be looking for a play on the top side of the map. So when Nunu sees that his talent's being weird and going for a top side play when he knows Evelyn will be there soon, he needs to act fast, and he needs to be moving up to that side or know that it's going to happen and have a plan to get something else because of it. So that's what he should be thinking about at the moment, because Evelyn has to farm from bot to top. And it's looking like we have that play happening and this play happening. So both of his laners actually end up dying, and he's late. Now, did Nunu walk directly here? Let's check out. Just entertaining the idea because of I missed out on a little bit by not watching the Nunu earlier. So we're gonna zoom through this. So Nunu went for the Scuttle Crab, and he could have saved the Riven. It looks like he actually had no idea what was going to happen. He's kind of just walking around aimlessly. So he didn't ping any of them that there is danger there. And both of his laners die now because he didn't know what was going to happen. So then Evelyn showed her CS there as well, showing that she full cleared yet again with no red buff. So she has to have not cleared the red buff and the Crux to have that much CS at that time. And she had no red buff on her either, so that means that she has to go back and farm the Krugs and the red buff before she recalls. Now, it's going to take her about 20 seconds to get back to these bot camps. And this is when jungle tracking starts getting very hard. You can track it very well for maybe the first 2 or 3 clears. And past this point, it's very hard to do it because there's a lot of things that change and there's a lot of plays that start happening. And that's when the intuition has to come, in which that you can see that there is going to be a play somewhere and then connect that the enemy jungler is going to go do that play. So I'm going to actually show the last example of what happened topside, okay? So let's see, as soon as Nunu finishes Dragon, what I think Nunu should be thinking about. So Nunu should be thinking about Evelyn is bot side and she's going to clear upwards, and then his Riven is playing like this. So in the back of his mind, he should know something's going to happen here, okay? Let's just look at it from Nunu's point of view. So Riven is still playing very aggressive and she has a pink ward there. Talon is moving upwards here. So Nunu needs to walk directly here as soon as he can. He can roll in. He shouldn't do the Scuttle Crab. He should be backing up his teammates as fast as he can, because it looks like something will happen here. And then if you connect what is happening here with these two things to his teammate, to the Evelyn's clear. Sorry, my bad. To the Evelyn's clearing bottom to top, you can figure out that Evelyn is going to be here to join this play. So then Nunu can also be here to join this play and save his Riven, which would have happened. If he was here, Riven wouldn't have been in this position, and he could have pinged her that there's going to be danger, and Riven wouldn't have had, I don't know what she's doing here. I think she's trying to, doesn't know where Evelyn is yet. So if Nunu was here, this all would have changed. Maybe Talon wouldn't have died as early. Maybe they would have played differently with him being here. But he didn't know, because he wasn't tracking the Evelyn. So he gets nothing there. Sucks to be him, right? Sure does. So we're going to go back to watching the Evelyn. So, like I said, we got off at the point here. This is when he ended up getting this. So, Evelyn has to recall because she did these 2 camps, and has to recall because she's enough gold for her jungle item. And the camps were not respawned yet for her raptors and her wolves before she recalled, because the ground pad hadn't even respawned yet. So Evelyn now has to be on the bot side of the map, at least for a small amount of time. She has to be here. So Nunu should know this, and everyone should know this because Nunu should be telling everyone this. So we should know that this play will happen, or can happen, not will. So I think this is just Nunu being an awful player going for this gank, by the way. I don't think this is like some 5 billion IQ counter gank. It's just he's rolling in because he recalled and now he's here. But it ends up working because Nunu is a fantastic champ. And I mean, that's not just why, I'm just kind of trolling. But, so, Evelyn showed by her CS that she had cleared 3 camps, which means that she had to have cleared her Gromp before going for the bot side gank. Which means that she will not be pathing directly back bottom, she's going to be pathing to the top side of the map. Because if not, then she would be missing out, because if she wasn't going to path the top side of the map here, she'd be doing this, this, and this, and then this would respawn, so it'd be whack. Wouldn't be a good idea. So we're just going to play it through here and see what is to come next. So we know that she's clearing top to bot. Has to be doing it. So this play we should expect Evelyn can go for a play on this side of the map. It's hard to track Evelyn play-wise because she can do so much. But we need to assume that Evelyn will be going for a play on this side of the map because of what her farm path was and because Dragon is spawning soon. So that's what we should be expecting here. They failed the ward in the bush. So Evelyn ends up failing it again. It looks like Nunu's the greatest of all time, but he's kind of just lucking his way into these ganks, and it'll probably show later when he loses the game. Because I don't think Nunu's being in the right place at the right time. It just so happens that he is, and then it plays out to where it's advantageous for him. Because of the way the first play worked, I'm not going to believe it. So Evelyn passed directly down here instead of to her topside camps. And now in this scenario, it's really lucky that we have some wards. We have a ward here, and we have a ward here. So we know Evelyn isn't going to those camps because she would be there by now. So then Evelyn has to go to the Dragon. I would assume Evelyn will go to the Drake no matter what here. Not much they can really do about it, but this is what's going to happen. So looks like someone pinged it in the chat. I can't tell who it was though. Pinged missing. So Evelyn cleared the Drake. I think, did they get vision of her clearing it? That would be pretty important. They did. Okay, so they know that she hasn't cleared any camps yet. Oh, they got more vision. So, by this information, Evelyn has to clear bottom to top. Nunu going for this play. I don't really know how this is going to pan out. Looks like it ends up working. He gets the Rift Herald. Ooh, he's dead. I don't know if there's any way he could have predicted that to happen. This is when the game starts becoming very hard to predict, and a lot of variables play into the game. But we did see Evelyn CS, so we know that she cleared as many camps as she did. She cleared pretty much full clear all the way up, and then she's going to have to clear this before she recalls. She doesn't have to do it. It's probably for an item spike or something that she's doing this. But we do know that her camps are spawning from bot to top again. That's the way that her camps are going to respawn. So she will end up being on the bot side of the map when they do. And if she's not, like say right now, okay? This is a very important thing to be able to do as well when you're trying to track the enemy jungler. If your jungler is on this side of the map and there's no enemy jungler there, then where is the enemy jungler? Probably exactly on the opposite side of the map. Because if they haven't showed up to this play, and they're not farming the camps here, there's a reason for it. It's because they're not there. Evelyn's up here. And we could have gauged that by knowing that she was going to farm the Krugs before recalling, and then saw that there'd be a better play, because Nunu is doing a bot troll play with what Nunus usually do. So Riven should know she is in danger and not go for a hard trade. Let's see what happens next. Alright, well played by Riven. Ooh, Talon is the one to fuck this one up. It looks like he didn't know where Evelyn was. And I mean, he could have known. Because his jungler's bottom, so don't face check the jungle here. Same thing with Riven. I don't know how that one happened actually. If Talon just died, so Talon just died to the Evelyn. She's safe right now. She goes back in. Level 10 to level 12, she goes in for another trade. onto Camille. I think she might have won it without Evelyn being here. Just kidding. All that happened was a Yumi Q. But it was a close trade. But why would you take that trade knowing that as soon as it starts happening that you're probably not going to be able to do it because of the Evelyn there? That's what I'm wondering. I think it could be a good try considering that she's a 300 gold shutdown, but the odds are not in your favor there because we just saw Evelyn. So Evelyn needs to recall soon. She probably has about like 2200 gold or something like that. Exactly 2200 gold. I'm just a genius, I guess. Okay. Anyway, keep on playing it. Going for now this play I think from blue side is good to go for. On paper, not taking any fucking champion into account. I'm just thinking about it would be good to try to go for because Evelyn hasn't recalled in a long time. And since Evelyn hasn't recalled in a long time, then you might have a chance to win this play, but then there's nothing to get from getting the play besides a shutdown gold. But then shutdown gold on who? Onto the Azir because Camille's already out. So this is a pretty big chase they're gonna go on. They do have. It looks like they're going to have numbers advantage because Camille's gonna have to recall, but then Yumi still exists. I don't know. Let's see how it works. Kind of think I'm rambling at this point. Okay, so it looks like he ends up killing the Kaisa, and then Nunu also dies. So they should have known that there was a danger of the Evelyn being there. Could they have played it anyway differently? So they saw Evelyn go invisible around there, so they know that she's around. So Kaisa tries positioning herself close to the Nunu here. Nunu runs too fast. Kaisa even ults away to try to get away from the Evelyn, but it's just not gonna work. It feels like the Nunu and the Kaisa are on two separate pages here. Kaisa knows that she's going to die to Evelyn, but she doesn't know where from. I guess she could have tried to stay closer to Nunu, but Nunu really zoomed up here like this, and then Kaisa knows what's to come. So I think they both could have played it differently if they had the information about Evelyn. So we're just gonna keep playing the game out. Starts to get very hard to track, like I said. Now we have to go off of where plays are, so objectives. So dragons up. Where is Evelyn gonna be? Probably a Drake. It's not too important to track the enemy jungler's CS at this time because of how much it gets polluted from lane CS and also from the enemy jungler CS. And laners will start taking jungle camps too, so it's really hard to tell what's going on in that manner. But you can tell just by what's going on the map itself, pretty much. So if we look at it from here, it's like we can deduct a few things from looking at the map right now without even knowing where Evelyn is. Azir's pushing this far up. Why would he be pushing this far up? For what reason would he be doing this? We know that Camille's topside because she just hit this onto the Nunu. So there's two people top. We see two people on blue side top. We know Azir is bot alone. Why would he be pushing bot lane alone like this? Someone has to be here because if no one's topside right now, aka Evelyn and Yumi, where are they? Most likely bottom then because they're not top. There's no play top. They can't be. They have to be covering for the Azir, who's pushing up like an idiot. When everyone goes missing, Azir doesn't leave. What does that tell you? It tells you that he's not alone. And they should know this, that he's not alone. But they don't respect it. Looks like Evelyn gets out. Or does she? She does. Nice. Well played. So the game's gonna be pretty much over soon. We're just gonna keep on going through on some things when it comes to tracking where the play is going to be at from blue side at least. So here in this situation, there's not much to tell, I don't think so far, but let me go back to be sure. Maybe I missed something out when I was going really quick. Okay. So they don't see Evelyn move upwards. People are going to start playing around Baron side though at this point, so we definitely know that. So Talon's looking for a pick onto his ear. Talon jumps in. So we see Camille is bottom. So we know that we have numbers here if we fight. Camille could have TP. We don't know where Evelyn is still. Kai'Sa's probably afraid of Evelyn right now. Evelyn shows herself here onto the Talon. So then with this information, the fight now becomes a 4v3. Because wait, does it become a 4v? No, a 4v4. My bad. We see Evelyn uses charm, misses. So they're pretty much giving away that they're in this position. They go for a kind of stupid dive in my opinion. When Camille has teleport and they have a flank angle, Camille doesn't teleport to the flank ward though. Don't know if that was the smartest thing to do or not. And they pretty much just die afterwards. They die one by one. They can't go for those kind of plays when red side is so far ahead because it's not even a pick. That's just a way to start the fight. It's Talon. It's not even a pick. So the next play is going to be around Baron side if there is going to be a next play. We should assume bot side is going to be kind of like a wasteland for a while. Okay, Azir with a really nice ult saving Ezreal. I think Ezreal lives. Wow, that was really good. So it looks like that's going to be Baron and probably the game. Yep, that's going to be Baron. Okay, so this game, if we were the Nunu, we could have pretty accurately predicted where Evelyn's next play was just by through deductive reasoning and through thinking about where she started at and the camp respawn timers. We could have stopped a lot of these plays from happening for the Evelyn. So we did not do as much as we could this game as the Nunu. Now, like I said, these things can change. If it's 4 minutes and let's say it's 5 minutes in, okay? Like 5 minutes and your bot lane is playing super far up like this, okay? And they're pretty low. Like your bot lane's pretty low, but so is their bot lane. So you're Nunu, you're here. You have a few decisions to make. You could go for a bot dive knowing that you have time before Evan will get the recall off to be able to rotate down to this Gromp. You know that you have time to be able to do that. We're just saying Nunu he can be here right now. You could dive bot lane knowing that Evelyn can't be there, so it's a 3v2, not taking into account these people. You could farm camps here, like you could just kind of like waste time, you know, you could try to get a deep ward off, just don't show yourself. And then you could counter gank this bot gank that will happen because Evelyn will reset, come here at 6 minutes or around 6 minutes and 6 minutes and 20 seconds if she does the camp, and she will gank bottom if they're in this position. They're without a doubt she will do it. So you could counter gank that. So you can prep yourself to be ready to do that play. Now, if you don't want to do that, you could maybe go for something like get a red shield on the other side of the map or something, you know, whatever you really feel like. And if you're on this side of the map and you see that your bot lane's pushed up this far, you could tell them that Evelyn will gank them. Maybe they'll back off, and then you can make a play on top side because Evelyn can't be there anymore. So then you open up a lot of opportunities by being able to track the enemy jungler. So, anyway, I hope this helped, and I hope me showing you these examples have helped you learn how to track the enemy jungler and see what plays are to come when you play League of Legends. I hope to see you in the next video. I don't know how to edit things, so peace out.